Alright, so I'm going to show you how to make a Rawstyle lead. This is a lead that I really like to use. It's really versatile, you can do a lot with it, and it's also like a starting point. You can make a lot of other synths from it. So what I do is, let me just show you what it sounds like first. Pretty fun. You can also put up the resonance a bit. Alright, let me show you how to make it. Alright, you start off, you initialize the preset. Alright, the first oscillator, 8 voices. Just keep it on 0, detune it like that. And you want to turn off retrig because when it has retrig, it has that phase sound and you don't want that. Alright, so oscillator 2, put that up an octave. All 4 oscillators are going to be saws. Saws are very useful when you're making this kind of stuff. You always want to detune your saws because if you don't, it sounds like this. So you detune it. Alright. Alright, part B. 8 voices. This one goes up an octave. Detune that to 1/2. Turn off retrigger. Alright. Oscillator B2. That one's going up too. Detune it. Right about there. So yeah, it's kind of sounding, it's a supercell lead, just very basic supercell lead. These are useful. Put a little reverb on. It's like a classic hardcore sound. But we're just going to use that as a starting point. You want to take your filter, make it go BA. This is called a bandpass filter. Basically, all these sounds, a lot of the sounds that you hear in hardcore and hardstyle are when you put like an EQ peak through through clip distortion. And a bandpass filter, when you have resonance on it, it'll sound it's basically an EQ peak. So all right, resonance right up to about 4.1. And you want to do the same thing for part A, so I just copy that, paste it into part A, and you'll find that you can't hear the synth anymore unless you turn up the cutoff. And this thing's already starting to sound skippy, like for some reason the program, it starts to skip a bit when you record it, or it slows down Logic. That's why I showed you in the beginning what it sounds like. Now It's not smooth like it was before, but you get the picture. So filter control, we'll put resonance at 1/2, key track up to like 1. Alright, and then mod envelope. I like to do this, it just gives it a moving sound. The pitch you want to put at 3.8, like right there. Attack 7.6. Alright, decay right about there. Sustain, release, keep them where they're at. And if you're just like, if you're trying to make like effect sounds, you know, for like build-ups and stuff, this is actually really useful. You can... And that sounds cool. Mod envelope 2, pitch AB. See, this gets complicated with these envelopes because this can only have one pitch. The synth can only play one pitch at a time, unless you have like one oscillator playing different notes like that. But we're not going to do that. So just for simplicity's sake, let's say when all these notes are the same, you're only playing one pitch, and so these envelopes, since it's attached to both part A and B, it's basically like wrestling for the pitch of the synthesizer. So envelope 2 is going to be like 2.8 or whatever, close to that. Decay right about there. Sustain, and then release at 7.47 or 59. And that's not doing anything yet since you haven't adjusted the pitch. You want to put the pitch up to 1.9. Cool. Alright, so LFO. I always do this with my synths. You put a LFO on the pitch. Rate, you want it to be fast. I did 164. You can do differently. I mean, it doesn't... This is all like... This is just the way I did it, but you can do it any number of ways. Gain. Right about there. You don't want to be too dramatic. And then pitch 3.24. Put the gain on a little bit. Alright. So distortion, like I said, you're putting a peak through clip distortion. Put the amount in dry wet. Alright, chorus, not phaser. Just let's see what phaser sounds like. It's kind of cool, but no. Chorus, put delay at 1/2. Rate at about 3/4. Depth at about 1/2. Feedback about 1/3. Width about 1/2. Dry wet 1/2. Alright. EQ. You want bass to be 0. Bass frequency about 1/2. Treble about 3/4. Treble frequency at about 1/2. Alright, delay. Leave that the same. This 2. Low cut at 0. High cut, I'll show you what the difference is. Put high cut up a little bit, like about there. And there's less, it basically means there's less treble in your echo, because that can get annoying. Alright. And the rest is all the same. Reverb. About there. Damp about there. Size, leave it the same. Width, leave it the same. Dry, wet, turn it down a little bit. Cool. So, like I said, it's starting to skip now, so I can't really show you much, but if you want to give it that, like, hardcore sounding, yeah, you just turn resonance up. Otherwise, keep resonance down. Yeah, so I guess that's pretty much it. Just thought I'd show you guys, because I know there's not a lot of information on how to make these types of synths. I'm really happy with Sylenth. I feel like there's a lot of potential, a lot of unlocked potential in this synth that not a lot of people know about. I found that I can make a lot of really, really heavy sounds with this thing that I never thought I could. Maybe I'll show you some more in another tutorial. Be sure to check out my music on my YouTube channel. Subscribe, and maybe I'll make some more tutorials on some other sounds you can make in Sylenth in the future. Alright, so thanks for watching. Hope that you enjoyed it and that you find some use for the sound, and hopefully you learned something. Alright, bye.